We're chilling in the limbo before the session starts. So, does anyone give a quick recap to
Oh,
what happened last time?
got you, bro. Our notes are lit. So we were like, they were like hanging out. Uh, I just need to remember everyone's name. Ah, here it is. Alex and Philip. Philip was getting, hosed by Tony's boys, not wanting to pay his shit. Alex came in, yo, I'm gonna call the cops, and she did, and they were like, fuck, and the Tony's boys ran off. And Alex was like, I'm gonna give you a job, kid. You're gonna make it big. And she took him back to her bootlegging business. And he was like, let's get a cup of tea. I'm like really, really hungry. I haven't eaten in days, Philip said. And so they came over to the tea shop where I was, fucking Elaine. And we all saw a flyer there that's like, yo, investigators wanted, because there's a fucking spookins happening at this like old rich guy's place he hasn't been able to get tenants for to stay a while. So we're like, hey, you saw the flyer, I saw the flyer, let's go check out what this shit's about. We went in and our boy, Mr. Steve Knott, who told us, yo, I've had like a recent family just get the fuck out of there under mysterious circumstances. They didn't tell me shit. They're gone. And we were like, oh, okay, cool. So we'll just, check how the are up, maybe do some research, check out the place. He gave us the keys. And we were like, alright, see ya, boy. We went to the fucking Boston Globe first, because that thing has all the info. We met your boy, what's it called? We met the secretary Betty, met the editor Artie Willem. He was like, needed some convincing, but we got him convinced that, yo, if we look into this thing, he could write an article and make some big bucks. So he introduced us to the records keeper Roof, and there we found information that multiple families had lived in this house and multiple tragedies have occurred. People have been left dead, like parents. Children have been left crippled. Fucking illness has occurred. People suicided and killing themselves with kitchen knives. And then the latest family, the Macarios, they fucking just bamboozled out of there. They gone. So we're like, oh shit, okay, we gotta find out more about this recent family. We went to the fucking Corbett house, bro, the place where it all happened. And there we saw it. Fucking Dooley, the cigar and newspaper seller, gave us the down low. He was like, yo, people went crazy in there. They were like, the dad went crazy, the mom went crazy. They in the sanatorium now, and the kids went up to Baltimore. We're like, shit, that sounds pretty fucked up. Let's check out the place first. We went in, checked out the first floor. There was storage rooms, there was a mud room, drawing room, dining room, kitchen. The shit had evidence of rats, but we also saw two of the doors were barred. The one leading from the mud room and the one leading to the basement. Like, we have to deal with that shit at some point. We also found a weird ass book in a cupboard and eventually deciphered that there's some shitty arcane ritual in there by W. Corbett himself, calling out to a spirit, blood summoning that shit, calling it the opener of ways or something. And they're like, dude, this guy was in the fucking occult business. He's fucked some shit up. We have no clue what happened to him, but we know he probably started it all. Second floor had some shit. The bathroom, a bunch of beds. It was a little creepy in the master bedroom because there was like a bunch of religious paraphernalia from breviaries and crosses. And we did see, like, oh shit, we wandered back into the room that was like the odd man out because we saw the children's room, the master bedroom, but then the odd man out room, fucking a pool of blood was coming out of nowhere from the ceiling, but there was no drip. There was no pooling in the ceiling. We all were like, oh shit, that's creepy as fuck. The door slammed behind us, and we're like, oh shit, this is getting creepy. And we're like, okay, let's leave and go kind of find out some more. And we're like, okay, there's some bloody shit happened. Maybe the suicide happened in that room. And we're like, okay, we gotta fucking talk to our boy Nod again. He gave us a bit more of the down low about like how he took ownership in 1916 and so didn't know about the house before that really. He's trying to solve the issue now, and he seemed truthful. We ended up going to the sanatorium the next day and found that the father, Vittorio, is fucking batshit crazy. He kept talking about something in the Corinthians 2:9, devil with fiery eyes and whatnot. We met the mother, Gabriella, which was a bit more sane, and she told us a bit more about what happened. Something threw her husband out of the fucking second story, bed and all. And they were like, just, shit was fucked up until they eventually moved out. We readied, our shit. We're gonna break down some doors and probably stay the night at the place. And that's where we left off.
Alright, cool. So, right now it's morning at Alex's place, but it doesn't seem like Philip has yet woken up. So far, it's just the two of you at the breakfast table.
Looks like we have a big day ahead of us. What is our plan exactly?
Were we gonna prep to do a sleepover?
Yes, we want to break down the doors during the day, though, correct?
Yeah, maybe uninstall just like get rid of maybe the front door or one of the doors.
Yes.
Hold on, can we pull up that map again?
You mean the map of the house?
Yeah, unless we have to like be there first. Coolio.
Let me just. I have my journal here where I drew a map down here. Check it out.
Nice. Wait, 1920s. Do they have electronic lights then? Hold up. Maybe we could bring some.
There's light bulbs and stuff.
Yeah, maybe we could bring like one of those. I don't know if they have like flashlights yet, or like a lantern or something, like a portable light. So you don't have to keep like holding candles and then they'll get blown out.
Oh, that is true. We could.
Flashlights exist.
Oh, cool. Perhaps we can get some flashlights. Do you have any around your home? I start looking around her home.
Alex, you give me the luck check. Because this is your place.
Luck. Ooh.
Elaine, you take a look around the shelves, and it doesn't look like Alex has fully embraced modern handheld technology.
Well, we can always pick up some lamps or flashlights on our way to the house. Is Philip still not awake yet? I wander around the place looking for where this bum is sleeping.
He's currently sprawled out on a couch in a different room.
Maybe he's had a rough day or rough life, and I start writing a note next to him that says, "We'll go and see if we can unseal the doors with the machinery you've prepared. Just meet us at the place." I'll leave the note next to him.
Okay, so we'll pick up some lamps, maybe grab like, I don't know, some blankets if we want to stay the night, and then some of the tools to knock down the doors and the locks, and then I think we should be good to go and drive over.
Yes, that sounds like a fine plan. Let's see what we can do while the sun is still out. And we're gonna hop into Alex's car with all the machinery. She and Philip has gone already.
All right, cool. So let's just say that you guys are gonna pack a pry bar, hammer, chisel, blanket, and you'll need to find some a flashlight, unless you want to just grab some old-fashioned kerosene lamp or something.
Sure.
We can grab that too.
Alright, you guys will have a kerosene lamp. Don't worry about putting it in your characters right now. We'll just say that it's your car.
Okay. Gonna drive on down.
Yep. So are we still gonna get like an electronic one, or are we good with a kerosene lamp?
I think this should be fine, at least during the day. We can always make a run later.
Okay. Then let's go to the house and just uninstall the front door, maybe like one of the drawing room doors, and then I feel like a plan can be, if we need to like lock something, we can lock something out. Maybe we can do.
If this is a ghost, I don't know if we can very much lock it out of rooms.
That's true.
Let's start with opening the doors we know that'll let us exit. And so once we are here,
door.
Is Dooley still there?
Yep, Dooley's still there. He looks at you guys as you approach the front steps of the Corbin house, but doesn't say anything.
Just nod and make our way towards the front door.
Yep.
Dooley, if you hear screaming, don't worry? Or should he be worried?
I want you to be worried.
Oh. Yes, be worried. Going on inside.
Okay. Alright, you guys head inside. It's still dark, so I'm assuming you light up your lamps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lamps are lit, and it looks like the house is pretty much as you guys left it.
Right. I'm gonna just make our way over to the mud room.
Are we unlocking the yard door first or working the front door first?
Well, let's do the... Oh, the front door is already open. I was going to open the locked door to the
Okay.
yard,
Okay.
because this one is definitely sealed shut. Yeah, and so I'm gonna really wish we had, a big strapping man here, but someone
Ha
overslept.
ha ha.
And try and figure out, how does this one work? Can I open up just like a normal crowbar or something? Or like, do you hold it like this?
Give it a whack.
Yeah, we're gonna try our best to open this locked door.
Alright, so are you just gonna try and rip the locks off wholesale?
Yeah.
Takes a couple hours, but you manage to get all the locks off. By the time that you're done, you open the door to the yard and take a peek outside. The yard is nothing special. It's nothing strange is here. It's just an overgrown yard since the place has been unkept for a while. But you notice that it's now just past noon.
Well, that took some time rubbing the sweat off my brow. I take a step into the yard because I realized we haven't really looked around it at all. Does it have a shed, or is it just grass?
It's just a fenced off section of grass.
Okay.
You see a couple wooden planks, but that might have been part of the shed or something, but no such shed is actually standing around now.
Just take a stroll outside and look towards the second floor window where we heard that Vittorio got launched out of.
It's a window.
Alright. Half expected something to stare it back out at me. Come back inside.
Alright, so you guys are back in the bedroom.
Yes. Well, that took a while, but at least we know we can get it done.
Alex, from the hallway, you notice that there is a fuse box in the kitchen that you forgot to, or that you guys didn't notice the first time around.
Oh, I wonder what that does. We didn't notice any electronic lights or anything, right, in the house?
There are a couple of light bulbs in the ceiling.
Oh. Shall I give it a try?
Oh, if you can get that to work, it would be handy to not have this lamp at all times.
Try to take a look at the fuse box.
You pop it open. You notice that some of the switches are flipped up, and you close the circuits again. So the lights magically turn on in the hallway. The kitchen is still dark.
Oh. I'll leave my kerosene lamp in the kitchen then, and just see how far the lights go. If they light up the other rooms as well.
Bedroom's lit. Storage room 2, as you guys labeled it, is lit. Storage room 1 is dark.
Okay.
Here's this lamp. I can carry my lamp.
Oh shit, I don't know how to draw a light bulb.
Let's draw a little sun, dude.
Just make a little circle or something.
You're right. this room, I guess, is not connected. Check out the drawing room. Bless you.
Dark. Except for the light coming in through the windows. There
Oh,
is a
these
switch
windows
on
are
the wall.
dark?
They're so none of the windows were, or none of these windows were boarded up.
Oh,
Just know that they were given shut.
okay. And I'm just gonna peek my head in and check out the dining room. See if the light's on there. Alright. Well, we got at least a couple rooms.
There
check
is
upstairs?
a light switch in the drawing room, and in the kitchen there was a light switch, but you guys didn't actually flip them on.
Oh.
So
Silly me, as I'm walking out of the light switch, I just flick it. Repeat that?
so the drawing room lights are on now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, perhaps Mr. Knott takes better care of this place than we realized.
Check the dining room too.
Oh, yes. Check for a switch in here.
Yeah.
Boom, flick.
Storage room switch, any?
Yeah, there is one. Alright, so you guys turn on the lights in a bunch of the rooms on the first floor.
Yeah. Oh, it almost
And
feels like a home now.
instantly- Yeah, instantly the place feels a lot more welcoming, except for the kitchen, which still has the grimy pile of moldy food that the rats have been at.
Well, I'm just gonna approach this grimy file. Is there, like, bite marks and stuff that would be distinctive of how big these rats are?
You take a closer look at some of the potatoes and stuff, and the rats are rat-sized.
Well, rats are around, but hopefully they're not as big as the New York rats I've heard so much about. And the kitchen is still dark. There's
There's a light switch. You didn't turn it on.
flick.
Alright, it's on.
Nice. Okay. All right. Let's see. Should we check upstairs? Or is there anything else we should check down here?
Did we turn on the one in the storage room? First one?
I think you did, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, let's go upstairs.
Yeah. Well,
Is that from us or from something
that's
else?
upstairs.
You hear some knocking. You hear some stomping sounds on wood upstairs as you go up the ladder.
Oh boy.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
Well.
Up we go.
That was actually a little jarring.
What?
When you suddenly start doing that, I was like, oh, well,
The sounds keep coming from the looks like the bedroom that you guys investigated last time.
are there lights in this hallway on at all or no?
No.
Mm.
There are lights, but they're off.
Turn them on?
Like
Okay, cool.
Like-
Cool.
hallway lights make it a little more welcoming.
Is there anyone there? I just call out.
The
Hello?
stomping stops.
Would you like to say hi? Oh boy. I look out this window to make sure it's like nice and still nice out.
Is this still coming from the bedroom?
You hear a scratching sound coming from the bedroom.
Rats, right? They're just rats. Rat scratch.
What is okay? I knock on the door. Hello, is there anyone in there?
You really shouldn't be squatting in someone's home.
Well, what if there was their home? What if the Macaros are squatting?
Oh, what? But we just saw them at the sanatorium.
Yeah, but what if this person lived there first?
Like,
While you're talking, the door creaks open. You get a glimpse inside, and there's no one inside that you can see immediately.
is the blood still there?
Well, the pool is still staining the ground, but it's not dripping right now.
Did any of the furniture move or anything like that?
No.
You wanna poke the closet?
We might as well check it out. If this is a spirit, hopefully it's still willing to speak.
Sure. Maybe it's just a mischievous spirit.
Yeah, sure. Mischief, not violent. Let's look at the pool of blood again.
Okay, you look at the pool, but it's
But that was just, yeah, I was just looking at it to like, yeah, it's mischief, it's not violent. I look for scratch marks on any of the furniture.
there doesn't seem to be any scratch marks on the furniture.
Alright, so right here, there's like a bed frame, and then there's like a, what's it called, a cupboard thing, right?
Yeah, a dresser.
Okay, and a dresser. That's the only things in this room, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Pull the dressers open. See if there's any rats scurrying in there.
No rats, bro.
Well,
Some old shirts and pants. Nothing else.
the rats are probably in the walls.
Are there lights in this room, or are they turned on or off?
There's a light bulb in the room.
Just flick it?
Doesn't turn on.
Huh.
Well, we can at least let Mr. Knot know that this room isn't connected to the power.
Bruh.
That's from the dresser?
The window pane starts shaking.
Are you mad that the electricity isn't connected?
Alright, that is... it's a windy day, right? We left outside, and outside was pretty windy. Yep.
The scratching sounds start again, coming from the window pane.
Perhaps a pigeon! Let's try to get in.
Maybe he's mad. Maybe the ghost is really mad about Mr. Knot?
Are you angry, perhaps? I call out towards the window pane. Is there something we can do to appease that anger?
All you hear are some taps and some scratches on the window pane in response. It stops shaking.
Elaine just hides behind Alex.
Well, we do have a crowbar. Maybe we can unboard these windows and see about that.
Yes, but something did launch Mr. Vittorio outside a window. What if we get close and it doesn't seem to us?
I mean, I would launch Mr. Vittorio out the window.
I didn't realize you didn't like him much.
Okay, Mr. Ghost, if I onboard these windows, you have to promise not to launch me out of them, okay?
So you're taking the pry bar to the nails, right?
Yeah.
All right. Give me a spot hidden roll.
Spot hidden.
I'm just gonna keep the lights steady so Alex can just.
Oops. Well,
Ah.
The bed lifts into the air and starts flying towards you.
Oh shit.
aye.
It pushes you all the way up against the frame. You feel the uncomfort of being crushed between two hard objects. The glass breaks and you fly out the second story window.
Wait, Alex! Ah! Do I get pushed as well, or is it just her?
With Alex. You take 4 points of damage. You also both take sanity checks right now.
Hell yeah, I do. I just saw someone get fucking knocked out a window.
Click sanity.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so when you lose 1d4 sanity,
Yep, just a pigeon.
Alex, you lose 1 sanity.
Elaine is just gonna go into this corner, just like holding the lamp. Yep, just rats and pigeons.
The bed returns to its place on the floor, as if nothing ever happened.
So it was the
Alex,
bed that flipped me out. It was the bed that flipped me out of the.
Yeah, the bed flipped you out of the room.
Oh. Okay,
Alex,
what about me?
You took a pretty hard fall. You're laying on the ground now, strewn about bits of broken glass. And as you stand up, Mr. Dewey is running over to you. Hey, what happened?
I think a ghost hit me.
What? Ghost? What are you talking about?
Well, I didn't jump out that window myself.
Did your friend push you out? This was a prank?
Nah. Okay, look. She was like a 20-year-old. Do you think she had the muscles to push me out?
I don't know. You're pretty scrawny yourself.
Oh, fuck you. Anyway, I stand back up. I don't know if... Elaine!
Oh, Alex, you're alive.
Alright, get away from that window and come out.
Hey, why'd you push your friend out the window, huh?
What? I would never.
Elaine, just get out from here. Come out through the front door.
All right. She's like very like startled, eyes the bed, doesn't even notice, and walks through the pool of blood.
Alright, when you come down the stairs, tracking bits of drying blood on the staircase, and you both meet up. What? Outside? Inside? What's
Outside.
Outside.
Okay, outside.
Are you going to the yard?
You got thrown into the yard, or did you get thrown on the other side?
No, that's the other side.
She
This
fell
side,
out
south.
the south side. So you're both down here.
Ow.
Are you all right?
Am I alright?
Well, nothing's broken at the very least, from the looks of it.
Think I might need to go to a hospital to get these pieces of glass taken out.
Right. Let's. I can drive. Well, you just take it easy.
Mr. Dewey just stands there in disbelief, looking at you two, and goes back to his stall, not sure what to say.
Oh, what are you doing? Aren't you gonna help a lady to her car, especially in this state?
Kids are asking for it, messing around in an old house, pushing each other out the windows. It's not my business anymore.
What are you talking about? We were hired to inspect this old place. None of us pushed anyone out. And Elaine's just gonna help Alex, one arm around her shoulder, to the car.
Poke, poke.
Aye. You in the car.
Okay, I'll drive her to a nearby clinic or something.
Yeah.
You're in a nearby clinic. You pull up to front desk where a clerk looks you up and down and looks back at his paperwork. Reason for visiting?
My friend fell out of a window.
Off the second floor.
Okay. So you'll be needing some emergency treatment, I guess. Emergency treatment. All right. Why don't you sit and wait in those chairs over there, and one of our doctors will see you when he's ready.
Yes, of course. Help and like sit down in the lobby. I know how long this shit takes.
All right, chill in the waiting room, looking at some pamphlets until a doctor comes to call Alex into an examination room. In there, gives you a bit of a physical examination. No broken, nothing broken or anything, but he and another doctor work together to get bits of glass out of your back and limbs and
Ow, ow.
patch you up. So you are now allowed to walk around on your own. Out of character, healing is handled by you regain 1 HP per day, right? And actually, hold on. You regain 1 instantly right now, thanks to the doctor's help.
Cool.
Yeah, in the future, you can use first aid to more or less like stabilize someone or like heal them 1 hit point instantly. But you must use first aid before you can actually use the medicine skill. Right. So you guys are now standing outside the clinic.
Yeah, it says, let's. I feel like we shouldn't just walk back in there.
Probably not. Also, like, the window was boarded up, and then when I removed the boards, the bed flipped me out the window. Is that how it worked?
The window was not boarded up.
It was.
It's just nailed shut. So you're like prying the nails that are holding the paint down.
Oh. What? Okay, I thought it was boarded up. That's what I was doing.
Well, at the very least, I've been meaning to check out the library. Hopefully, I can learn more about what was in this book. And I hold up the journal we found.
Yeah, let's take it easy for today. Maybe we should skip that sleepover for another day or two before.
At the very least, we probably need Philip around.
Mm-hmm.
To the library.
To the library!
Let me just scroll over. Alright. So you guys drive over to the central library, and Elaine flashes her proof of membership in, so you guys get in. And let's see. Alright, so here you guys can do research using the library use roll. Every time you do research, you'll spend about half a day here.
Alright. I definitely would love to do some research on the Opener of Ways.
We'll see. Maybe if there's more history or records about the Corbett house, I guess.
Okay, so I'll ask each of you to make the library useful.
Haha.
Oh no.
Alright, Elaine, you don't find anything on the opener of ways. You pour over some of the occult sections, but nothing turns up. You do find a bit of knowledge, however, about the Corbett house, because you see the name Corbett and it piques your interest. And let me share a handout with you.
Yeah. Alex, come look at this. And I show it to her.
What is this? 1835, and process merchant built house falls ill and sells it to Mr. Walter Corbett Esquire. Still don't know what Esquire means. Let me just pick up a dictionary.
It's like, let's see, it says it's a title appended to a lawyer's surname. Historically, it was like a young nobleman. So this guy was money.
Yeah.
Money. Cool.
So it's
Alright,
a time
at 1/2 day, you guys go back for a rest, and I assume you come back.
Yeah. Philip is still fucking either sleeping or gone. I'll assume. Maybe he's digging in a trash pile somewhere.
Come back, and you don't actually see Philip in the house, or so he's out and about doing his own thing right now, I guess.
Yeah, he's digging in a trash pile somewhere, you know. Gotta check it every day.
The compulsion from long years spent on the street. Alright, so I'll ask for another set of library use.
Yeah. What if, like, considering Alex got severely hurt, we'll spend some more time doing something chill, like research, which Elaine loves to do.
Yep. But
Oh,
take
yeah,
it
I'll
easy.
let you read one page.
Yay.
Should we roll again?
Yeah.
You got cut off. Did you say yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck!
You guys comb shelves, but don't seem to find anything particularly relevant. It's new.
At some point, Alex, you notice Elaine is nowhere to be found, and eventually you find her like in a corner reading about some non-relevant topic, and just like having gone completely distracted. It's like, oh yes, we had something important to research. I just put away like a random fictional book or something.
Yep. Unfortunately, I've never really been good at libraries, so I haven't found anything.
Well, the library is a treasure trove of both knowledge and entertainment. You should honestly spend more time here. There's a lot that's freely accessible to anyone.
Should we continue for the rest of the day or do something else?
Well, we could always try and check out that basement door, but considering we already took half the day, perhaps we try once more and then get an early start tomorrow.
Sure.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay,
There we go.
we did it.
Alright. Boom.
Walter Corbett is sued by neighbors. Interesting.
Alright, so next time you guys check out the library. Elaine notes these things down in her journal, and you guys are back at home.
I'm just comparing notes once we get past, show her what I found. It seems Walter Corbett was quite the,
Interesting man.
yes, to say the least. He garnered quite a bit of attention from those around him. I think to myself, is if there would be like any other good resource besides the library and the Globe in town.
You know that the town hall keeps some records that are open for public perusal.
Perhaps.
And you also predict that the police records probably go back a far amount of history.
Perhaps if Corbett was sued, we could find records of this at the town hall, see what the major complaint was.
Sure. Do you want to unlock the second door first, or do you want to do the more research while I still have these scabs, you know?
Well, how are you feeling? You've been healing up well, but it's up to you.
Let's do some more research so I have a little more buffer before I get launched out. Ooh, Michael. Ooh, Michael.
Alright, so morning comes. Where are you guys going? Town hall?
Yes, we're going to town hall, and I'm like, Elaine is a little like happy that Alex chose on purpose to do some research. You know, maybe it's rubbing off on her to like spend more time at the library.
So give me library use.
Fuck!
Did I get a hit point from him yet? Or no, end of day?
It's been 2 days, I want to say.
Did I give you one at the start of yesterday?
So
I think I did.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll give you one at the end of today.
Okay. Library use. Bruh.
You guys stand around in the town hall's record hall, but don't really see anything related to the Corbett case just yet. It's noon.
Can I try to talk to someone if they know about records about the Corbett?
Yeah, you can look around. You managed to track down an archivist, and she adjusts her glasses as you flag her down.
Hello, miss. We're looking into the Corbett house. Do you happen to have any records of it?
Corbett house. Let me look up the archives. Do you have an idea of what sort of record you're hoping to find?
Well, we know it goes back to at least like the 1830s or so, and it's been owned several times by new owners, and most recently, the past few years, it was owned by the Macarios.
I guess you misunderstand my question. What I'm trying to say is that here we keep a list of civil court records, some deeds, some old copies of deeds to the house, family certificates, that sort of thing.
Sure. So maybe deeds to this Corbett house then? Any records of those? And then also if they have family records for the Macarios?
Alright, let me do a bit of research on my own. So she dives into the bookshelves, and after a couple of hours doesn't manage to find anything. And she returns to you with a disappointed look, but there's nothing for you.
Boo.
Elaine walks up and says, "Oh, did you know that in 1913, looking at one of the records, the Women's City Club and Boston Society of Landscape Architects was established?"
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, sorry. And she was like, looks at Alex, looks at the woman, was like, "Oh, sorry, I got a little distracted."
Yeah, I didn't find anything in this lady. She tried to help me, but we couldn't find anything on the Corbett house or the Macarios. Is there another avenue of research we could probably look into?
And would the records be here for any lawsuits that were filed against individuals such as A.W. Corbett?
Yes. So, as I mentioned to your friend here, we do keep some civil court records, but I wasn't able to find anything regarding property deeds or family certificates regarding that.
What about the civil court where, like, then he was sued by Walter Corbett? Nothing there.
Unfortunately, she pulls out her pocket watch. It's time for the town hall to close to the public.
Oh.
Shall we try again tomorrow then?
Yes. So we spent half a day here or a full day here?
So every library use is half a day, but you talk to the NPC and basically had them do a roll on their own.
Could I have been researching while she talked to her?
Yeah, so do you want to retroactively do that?
Yeah. Boop!
Alright, well, you didn't find anything.
Shit. Yeah, I got so distracted. Did you know that the Kuo Pao Chinese School was founded in 1916 in Boston?
No, I didn't.
You guys drive back, and on the way back, Alex feels revitalized very minorly, as in you regain 1 HP.
Well, it seems we have not found many records. Did W. Corbett somehow get rid of these lawsuits himself, being a man of wealth? Or is someone hiding something? Or perhaps I got distracted too much.
Maybe we need an extra roll from someone else who isn't here.
Fuck you, Michael.
Alright. So in the morning, you guys once again come back to town hall.
Yeah.
Look up for those lawsuit records.
Yeah, give me those library use checks.
Come on. Fuck.
And I asked the NPC for help too this time.
Yeah. Alright. So she heads off to the civil court records section with you guys. All you guys are getting tangled up in W. Corbett's that don't seem to be the actual W. Corbett you're looking for. She picks out she manages to get the correct case on the first try, as expected. So, excuse me. There you go.
To Reverend Michael Thomas, pastor of the Chapel of Church of Our Lord, Granter of Secrets. The Register of Churches, also available hall record, notes the closure of the Chapel of Contemplation in 1912. Is the building still around?
You can look it up to see if it's still around.
Library use?
Yeah.
I swear, one of these rolls better than me. Oh my god! Don't I have one of my...
You gotta start being literate.
I'm literate.
Elaine, help me out.
Oh, sorry, I was looking into the let's see what's not the Artists League of Boston, founding in 1915. Oh, I guess we should look into the lawsuit. Oh, the Church of Contemplation, you say, the chapel. Fuck.
Once again, the archivist comes to the rescue. She retrieves the Register of Churches for you guys who couldn't find it. So you guys now have the address of the Church of Contemplation.
Cool.
Yes, but I found that in 1912, also the St. James Theater opened.
Maybe they'll have information about the Chapel of Contemplation. The Church of Our Lord Granter of Secrets. That sounds very similar.
Is that another name for God, or is this some other organization?
Yes.
I'm not familiar with them myself, and they don't seem to really say anything about it in the register of churches, nor could I find some sort of reference to it. I did find some mentions of the Chapel of Contemplation in the criminal court records, but
Criminal.
Oh, could we look at those too?
well, there weren't actually any details of the records themselves. All I know is that something happened in 1912 when it says that the chapel closed in 1912.
Just to confirm, is a chapel and the church the same thing, or are they like two separate?
They were two separate things.
Okay, so the Church of Our Lord of Granting is still around.
The church has no records in the church registry. The chapel has an address listed and is registered.
What about Mr. Reverend Michael Thomas? Does he have any like death records or addresses or anything like that?
No.
Nothing?
Well,
Birth certificates?
we've spent a long day here. I think everything's closing up soon.
That's true.
Perhaps we find out if our wayward bum is back and goes check out this residence.
Oh, all right. So just to fill you in, Michael, your investigative buddies were fucking around in the Morbid house, and they got one of themselves launched out of a window. Aside from that, they've been looking up information in the libraries.
We opened one door from the mudroom and then turned on all the lights in the house. But then we heard some bunch of noises. Alex got thrown out a window, and we were like, ah, shit, okay, let's figure some more stuff out before we fuck with that ghost.
Elaine got a little spook.
I got spooked.
Oh yeah, also anyone can make a law check.
A lot. We know nothing about
Law
the
is
law.
hard.
I mostly break it.
Michael here yet, or?
I think he's...
Alright, in any case, the archivist suggests to you guys that serious crimes, which may or may not have happened at the chapel, who knows, but you might be able to find some sort of record at the Central Police Station.
Alright. I'm sure our other member of the party who may have had one or two run-ins with the police might be able to also lead us there. And we'll head back to Alex's house. If you're saying something, Michael, we can't hear you. Good old Texan internet. Yeah. So, on the car ride over, that was very good of you to ask that secretary for help.
Yeah, because you clearly don't know how to.
Yeah.
That's okay. You'll have the chance to increase your library skill.
It's very easily for me to get distracted. There's just so much to learn more of. Yeah, all of it is very good inspiration for a new short story I'm working on.
Should we wait for
Yeah,
Jem?
I'm just RPing while Zhao and Michael are away.
Okay. Well, looks like these scabs are almost healed up. So I guess the Mr. Macario fell out of that bedroom window instead of the master bedroom window, I thought.
Well, I believe he fell out of his master bedroom window, but
Hmm.
I don't think the spirit is confined to one room.
Maybe we should stay at the bedrooms.
The second floor seems to be a center of activity, nonetheless, considering that's where we've seen 2 instances of the spirit.
Maybe we should also take up a bin and toss out that, rotting rat food.
Ah, yes, considering we'll have to deal with the smell and whatnot during the night.
Yeah.
But speaking of scabs, is this, I'm sorry to assume, not your first scrape, Alex?
I've run into a few times. First time getting launched out of a second-story window, though.
Well, it seemed you were pretty put together considering that happened afterwards. I was a little. It took me some time to come downstairs. I was not a little. Like Elaine seems pretty guilty about how the fact it took her so long to come check on you.
I lived. That's all we can ask for, right? And then looks like it really is a ghost, though. Didn't think those really existed.
You've always read stories and hear about them, but to actually see something that can't be explained in front of you, that's something else entirely.
And he definitely didn't agree to my deal of opening the windows and then not tossing me out,
Yes. Well, maybe it's not easy to be reasoned with. You know what they say, terror makes you cruel. Emily Bronte, Wuthering Heights. The spirit probably did not go through the nicest time underneath anything that happened.
Alright, so you guys are back at Alex's place for the night. Philip stumbles in. Doesn't look quite all there, and collapses onto his couch.
Is he intoxicated? I look at Alex.
Poke poke.
I guess I should have asked. You mentioned he was a homeless individual beforehand.
Well, he was somehow surviving off the streets and, pickings from Tony's dudes.
Well, I know certain men go on benders every so often. Perhaps that's why he's been missing the last couple days. My father was similar at times. Elaine takes a step away from Philip, having learned very well that you don't want to be near a drunk man.
Poke poke.
Michael's having a tough time. I see him trying to type in chat too.
I was about to suggest that you can just use text chat and roll 20 or something. But anyway, the day rolls over. Elaine, Alex, you wake up in the morning and peel off your bandages, and it looks like you're A-okay now.
Cool.
Oh, all healed up?
Yep. If I thought that Mr. Vicario's method of the church and the crosses would have any effect on this ghost, I'd load up on some holy water. But
are you one of the religious sorts, Alex?
Not particularly. What about you?
Faith is very much like another story. You can read about it, but it's hard to believe it's real until you see it in front of you.
Well, We've been seeing that some stories are real clearly.
Yes, but which one is this one? There's spirits in all kinds of cultures and lore. Is this a demon like the good Vittorio believed? Or is something else entirely?
Perhaps we should ask about Mr. Michael Thomas if he's still around.
Yes, let's go check out where the Chapel of Contemplation was. Perhaps even the neighbors might know of what happened to the place.
You pile into the Batmobile and drive off to the address that was listed for the Chapel of Contemplation.
I'll leave a note for Philip if he's still out drunk, asleep.
Oddly enough, you need to drive down some crooked, kind of slummy streets, and you finally arrive at the destination. What is left of the old church stands at the end of a crooked, dingy street. The ruins are so weathered and overgrown with greenery that the rubble seems more like natural stone than precisely carved bricks and foundation. Past a slumping wall with a couple of white painted symbols on, and upon further inspection, they were put up recently.
What was put up recently?
These symbols that you see painted on the walls of the Chapel of Contemplation.
Huh. Does the building look like it's been used recently, or is it
No.
the door locked?
The church is actually in ruins. While you approach the ruins and the signs, you feel some tingling in your forehead.
In my forehead or all of our foreheads?
Everyone.
It's a little chilly. I sometimes get migraines as I'm rubbing my forehead.
Yeah, I feel shiver. Is there anybody, like any other buildings nearby that looks like it's still open?
You look around and it just seems like sort of a residential area. The tenements are not in the greatest shape, and you're not even convinced that most of them are inhabited.
So, where's the symbol on right now?
They were painted on a bunch of still standing walls of the church, all around the ruins.
Can I search around the ruins of the church and see if I find it?
Yeah. So you start looking through the rubble. Mostly you find, large stone blocks, some half-burned planks of wood, pieces of paper that might have come from a book, but they've been so exposed to the elements that whatever letters used to be written on them are now indecipherable. And then while you two are digging around, you put your foot down on a pile of dirt and you hear a sort of hollow sound. So give me luck rolls right now.
Luck.
Alright, nice. So you guys managed to dive to safety while the dirt collapses in on itself and the rubble falls down into a basement. You notice that there were some floorboards that were probably rotting away underneath the rubble, so you guys made it out pretty okay, and now you're standing on the lip of the basement.
Well, that was a little dangerous.
Yep. Didn't need to break my leg after that again.
I'm
Look over the lip.
Yeah, so you guys are like standing on ground level, looking down into the basement. There's like a stairway that was sort of covered, but you guys can just scramble up and down thanks to the like piles of rubble now.
I'm surprised the city hasn't dealt with these ruins yet. I'm wondering what could have done this to the building if it wasn't the city replacing it. I'm gonna copy down the symbol into my journal.
Cool.
And it says, well, are we going to check out the basement then? It seems everything creepy stays there.
Yes, we should. Is there any way down there easily, or?
Yeah, you just scramble down pile of rubble, and you can make it back up, no problem. So, at the foot of the, once you guys get down there, you guys notice that it's sort of a secret room almost. The stairs themselves are buried under rubble, but thanks to the floorboards collapsing, what you guys now find are a cabinet and two skeletons dressed in really old silk robes.
Ah! Those,
Is this some sort of interment? Some sort of way that they buried, I don't know, poke. Rifle through their robes.
Alex? And she's just like rifling through a skeleton.
There's nothing in the robes but bones.
Is it just these two skeletons down here?
There isn't a cabinet that you guys looked at, but didn't.
Elaine's a little like put off by the fact that there's dead people here. And she's just
Liz.
like,
I always knew the church was locked up.
well, yes, but I just looking at the robes, it is not your first time with corpses.
Well, they're already bones. It'd be kind of gross if they were real bodies, I guess, but they're already like skulls.
I see. Oh, well, Elaine steels herself a little. Nothing is so painful to the human mind as great and sudden change. Frankenstein, Mary Shelley, and she'll join Alex in like looking around the room and the cupboard cabinet.
Now we open this. Knock, knock.
The cabinet? Boom, you pop it open. It's a bunch of old, moldy papers about the church. Just some boring stuff like X, Y, and Z donated this much in tithes, when some events are going to be held and stuff. But nothing sus.
Do we see the name Corbett?
You do. It looks like he donated a couple of times.
Quite the benefactor. Point out the name.
Nothing else here down there, looks like. Why hold these papers, and what are these two dead bodies for? Maybe one of them is Walter Corbett? Or Michael Thomas?
You guys can give me a spot hidden roll.
Oh, shit.
I should have made that higher. Bruh.
Shit. Where's spotted and once here it is. Ah!
As Elaine tears her eyes away from the skeletons for probably the 20th time, she notices a shape under the cabinet. So you stoop down and you pull out a journal and a tome.
I look it over. Alex, there's something here.
Oh, cool. What does that say?
See if there's any writing indicating what it is.
Yeah, so you pop open the journal, it's falling to pieces while you flip the pages, but you do see Walter Corbett's name. There's an entry in it that says that Walter Corbett was buried in the basement of his house, quote unquote, in accordance with his wishes and with the wishes of that one who waits in the dark. The large volume that you found is handwritten in Latin, but it's so beat up and like rotten that entire sections can't really be understood anymore.
If Corbett was buried underneath his residence, could the spirit we be looking for be Corbett himself?
And sorry, what was the question?
If Corbett was buried underneath the Corbett house itself, perhaps the spirit that's been here the whole time is Corbett himself.
Maybe. Wait, can you repeat what when you said the journal mentioned? I wasn't.
Yeah, so the journal says that Corbett was buried in the basement, and it uses these words specifically. In accordance with his wishes and with the wishes of that one who waits in the dark.
In accordance with his wishes and the one that. But this might explain why the basement is locked and maybe that spirit.
There you go.
Oh, thanks.
Wish we knew
Wishes
more about
of that one who waits in the dark. Spooky.
We could. I was thinking of maybe asking Mr. Nod if he knew anything about this, but I don't think we'll get much out of him.
No, he seems to have only taken ownership of the house recently. We can. Either case, we have to check out the basement. That's where this all leads.
Yep.
So you're taking the journal and tome with you?
Yes. So that was in the journal, or the Corbett was.
That was the journal that Corbett was buried.
Okay.
What does the tome say?
Yeah.
The tome is written in Latin.
Oh shit.
The title says
Wait.
Buried on his. What?
I might know Latin.
Do you?
I have another language, and I think I wrote down it was Latin because Latin sounded cool. Whoops, the wrong button. Sorry. Where is it? Okay. Well, they got another language skill from fucking being an author. I think it's Latin.
Okay. So just label it as read Latin or whatever language.
Shit! I did not think that was gonna come up. Well, this will take some time to parse, but perhaps I can look into this. I don't feel comfortable doing it next to these two skeletons, however.
Or you could be a sanity check for it.
Oh, I was just like looking around my character sheet, and I accidentally did that.
Okay. Yeah, so you can take a tome with you back to Alex's place. So you want to sit down and read it?
Yes, Alex, hopefully if I look through this, then we can really know what we're going to find down in the basement.
Yeah.
Cool. So you will need to give me a Latin skill check.
Latin? I'm not
I
good.
do not know Latin.
Oh!
Why is it labeled additional skill 1?
Because it wasn't like other languages wasn't there, so I had to put it under additional skills. You get 3 additional skills.
Yeah, but it should say Latin because you labeled it as Latin. Whatever. Alright, so it takes you 3 hours. And it is entirely focused to like otherworldly beings and occult rituals and stuff. You gain 2 Cthulhu Mythos knowledge. You also lose 2 sanity.
Gosh.
But you're not supposed to say nice.
Dude, Elaine is having so much fun. Even though she's reading all this shit, she's like making notes in Latin and other things, right? Deciphering shit, and she's like has a huge smile on her face, even though she's reading about like really weird things, like Mennonite.
She's going cray-cray.
A little
Or
bit.
you're gonna become a fucking cultist.
And she's, if she gets through it, she would want to see if there's anything called the Opener of Ways.
Alright, so dance, more or less, now that you guys have come back from the ruins of the church.
The whole time Elaine is just like locked away in a room.
Oh, Lane, time for dinner. Knock, knock.
You hear whispering.
Slam open the door.
Elaine is just there, bunch all the notes, the tome wide open, the other journals probably open as well, just comparing things. Like, yes? A little bit of crazed look in her eyes.
I look at the translations.
This seems to be a tome of otherworldly spirits, creations, and whatnot. It seems the whole church was very much into the occult.
Elaine, you have a piece of paper that describes a spell to summon a being called Yoth.
Ooh, how do you spell that?
Yotha. And it requires a child's blood. And this is, you translated this already. And Alex takes a glimpse of it before you hide it under your hands.
I was in the middle of just, translating things for knowledge's sake.
We already have a crazy ghost running around. I poke Elaine. Go crazy.
I'm not going crazy. I'm just fascinated. That's the right word for it. I would never do any of these things in the book, and I hide the little piece of paper behind my back.
You would never sacrifice a child for an alien, right?
Yes, of course.
I'm just saying, like kids scrape their knees on the playground all the time. You don't actually need to kill one to get some kid's blood.
Oh, I never thought about that. I look at Alex like, that's actually very clever. Are you sure you don't have more of the makings of a cultist than I do?
It's all about pragmaticism and, how do I put it? Loopholes in the law,
Loopholes. I can understand that. I don't know much about loopholes, but I can come to understand that, yes. Either case, we're not trying to do any of this, and I shut the tome, so I think it's a time to get some rest, and tomorrow we can crack open that basement door.
Alright, cool. See if Michael's internet is cooperative.
Yes, can you hear us, Michael?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Connecting.
Damn. He is fucked.
So I live in the middle of nowhere.
He's in Texas right now.
Yeah, but Texas has cities.
Yeah, I think his internet has just been really shitty the past couple days from what he said.
Connecting. Sorry, where were we on?
They just ended. So if this is the case that Michael can't really play, then
Yeah, out of character, we can either try and You said this is like a one shot that won't take that long, so we can either go forward with that or we can save it for next week.
Yeah, I don't really mind saving it for next week.
Yeah, up to you guys. If we want to try to like figure out something with Michael first, because
Yeah, I think like from what I know out of character, it seems it won't go much longer. Like it might even be the like finale might be us going to the basement. So in that case, it'd be nice to have Michael for that. So if Thou's okay with it, we can just push it back.
trashed.
Yeah, I feel like we've like actually learned a lot.
Right, yeah, like I don't think he's gonna be able to join. So, is he not staying in Texas or? Like,
He's from Tennessee, but he's living in Texas because he has a job there now. Some engineering shit. Going to the loading screen. All right. In terms of internet, we're going to put off the rest of the session until next time because Michael's having problems, and we're gonna have the finale probably next time.